MK, and I am back with another May I Scraplift You, and today I am scraplifting Brianna Lepper right here. She is Brianna Nicole here on YouTube. I absolutely love her style and the cleanliness of her layouts. Now, mine's not gonna be that clean, but I love her style, and I chose this one because she uses a large cut file and ombres it. Now, I already had a large cut file. Let me move all my stuff out of the way. Wasn't prepared for that one. I already had a large cut file, kind of sort of already mixed media read from a previous layout that I did. Now, what I did was I used this cut file as a stencil and created another background, and ended up using it for a separate layout that was kind of all over the place. So this time, because it is, what is it? Thumbnail Thursday. Because it's Thumbnail Thursday, I actually cut a portion of this off so it will fit a smaller layout. I'm doing an 8.5 by 11 today. And I also did not get the opportunity to take out my tools on Tuesday or on Wednesday, so I would like to take them out and use this brick stencil, or I'm sorry, 3D embossing folder for Thursday. Now, I do actually have, I might actually use this one. I like them both. Let me see what I can do. But I will be using it on this layout because I feel like it calls for this particular one. I'm actually going to turn it like this because for some reason it got ripped right in here, and I'll be able to cover it better than it being way up here. I also have another overlay that I would like to use because I feel like it blends really well with the one that I have, and it was already 8 inches wide, actually a little less than, but it fits perfectly. And so what I want to do, and it's scissors, so it goes along with my art little guys. Art in the Park, what is it? Arts and Crafts Fair, that's what it is. Sorry, I can't even remember. Sometimes we actually call it a bazaar. So anywho, I have these photos that I would like to play with, but my son is creating a little bracelet, and I thought that these scissors were absolutely perfect. I received these at my very first big retreat that I ever went to. So thank you, Janet, for these scissors. Yes, I am finally using them after so many years. So I will be taking these into my spray box and actually spraying them silver so they, look more like scissors and they pop more off the page. I also went into my Cocoa Vanilla bin. Now, these papers here, this is from the Boys Rule collection. I have a portion of a 6 by 8 piece of paper. This one actually came from the Happiness collection. It was also cut apart from a 6 by 6, but the colors match beautifully. I have what's left over from a sticker sheet, 2 full sheets of paper that I will be using for this layout. This one's called the Straight and Narrow, so it's stripes on one side and my son's favorite color on the other side. And then I have this awesome one, which I wanted to use as the background because I thought that that would look uber super cool as an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Look at that. I think it would look cool. Yes, I think it still does. So anyways, this is what I want to use as the background, and it is called Expressionist. All right, so I have these pieces, and then I also have these little baggies. Now, these all came from a Secret Not Secret kit that I received probably 2 years ago, 2019, late 2018. And what I have in here is I cut off the branding strip right here, and so it just says Boys Rule, and then I've got some buttons, and I love these 3D stars. Now, these ones seem to be plastic. I have the Tim Holtz ones as well that are metallic, but I'm not sure if I'll be even using these or not. We will see. Normally on an 8.5 by 11 piece, I actually get, my eyes are bigger than my page, and so I bring out all these supplies and then don't end up actually using hardly anything because the page does itself, basically. And then these are the Boys Rule ephemera, which is a mix between the chipboard and the die cuts. And I have used, some, but not very many. So I've got just random bits of whatever's in there. Yeah, that's awesome. So lots and lots of stuff. Whoops, that fell out. So mostly chipboard. I've used most of the paper elements already, but I do still have some, or cardstock I guess is what they are. I do still have some, but like this one here, that's a cute frame. 2 frames, yay. All right, and then I have this half sheet of stars that I also received in the little baggie. Okay, and then I also pulled out, because I wasn't sure if I was going to use the Boys Rule elements or if I was going to use more of the gaming elements, which are more like board games and stuff. So Made of Awesome was also a kit. Now I only got the ephemera from it, and I don't have all of it, but I do have some. Actually, I think I have 2. I do. I have 2 of these. I have 2 of these. So I didn't know I had 2. But anyways, this is more of like games and little old school games and things like that. And then this one here is more of like gears and gadgets. And then I have the washi stickers from You Rock. So I've got lots and lots of embellishments from several different collections. I never got the papers for these just because I wasn't around. I wasn't paying attention to Cocoa Vanilla until just a few years ago. So, you know, missed out on a bunch. But hey, I love what I have, and that is all that matters. So I also have my 2 photos. I have my 2 embossing folders that I want to finally try to bring in and use my tools, even though it's not Take Out Your Tools Tuesday. It will be. They will be used sometime this week, I swear. And I think that this is going to be perfect, because what I want to do is back my photos with this paper here. And I think this would look better because of the pattern instead of the brick. So I'm going to use this one. And I think it will look amazing. I really do. All right, so I'm going to get going. I'm going to try to do, you know, to represent Brianna Lepper. All right, let's get going. All right, so I'm going to trim down this gorgeous piece of paper, but first I want to see what looks best behind this like argyle cut. And I think my first intention with the big blotch of green would be my best bet. It's my favoritist when I actually look at seeing that green behind this cut file. So, and I was checking to see how tall the cut file was before I cut off my 1 inch, because I knew that the little diamonds were going to go past the 1 inch. I just wanted to see how much and whether or not I should keep the diamonds up at the top, or should I cut the top and the bottom points off on each side. So now I'm going to cut my photo mats, and I left this part in as well. Normally I just take all this out because it's just cutting paper. I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to cut paper, but in case you don't, here it is. I left this part in because at first I was just going to cut off 4 inches from the top of this gradient style polka dot. And then I thought, no, I really like having that variation and the fact that it's going to be different on my photos. And so that's why I left it in, so you could see me cut the branding strip off and then cut along the side rather than the top. Anyways, now I finally am going to take out my tool. Yay! Unfortunately, what I had in mind doesn't really show up very well in the layout, and I was kind of disappointed. It was, you know, I did it, but it's not really visible. So anyways, basically what I did was I took both of my photo mats and I put them in the embossing folder and went and embossed them. Now, I embossed one with the image side up, and then I embossed the other one with the image side down. And depending on how you emboss it, you'll get 2 different looks. And so I thought I would highlight the high portions of the embossing folder by inking my glass mat and then rubbing the paper over it. So that way I just pick up the ink on the high points of my photo mats. However, as soon as I got done doing the smaller one, I thought nobody's gonna see it. So that was kind of silly. But I wanted to do it. I didn't do a whole lot of it because of the fact that nobody's going to see it, but I felt like I needed to do it on the other photo mat as well. Now this one picks up a lot more ink only because I had this one facing up, which means that it has more high points than the one that faced down. It has less high points because of the fact that the embossing folder is going to push down. And, it's going to push and pull at the exact same time. And so you get two different images depending on which way you have your paper positioned on the embossing folder. So it's kind of hard to explain, and it's definitely hard to see. But these are very, very textured, you guys. I can't show you how textured they are. I should have showed you guys a little bit of close-ups before I just put my photos on, and I apologize about that. But it is kind of hard to show the close-ups and the realization of it, in a video. It really is, except that I could have brought it closer so you guys could see it. And I didn't think about that until just like right now. So anyways, I am gluing my very first layer of cut file down, and my other layer is in the box drying. I sprayed it with silver just ink spray from Altenew. Those metallics from Altenew are my absolute favorite, you guys. I love their gold, I love their silver, I love them all. So anyways, so here's the first layer, and I thought that while that was drying, I would go ahead and layer up my photos and pick out a few embellishments. Now, of course, by this point, spoiler alert, I do get a little distracted at all of the goodies that came out of my ephemera pack that I almost forgot the second layer of cut file that I was going to put on the Argyle one. Yes, truth be told, that is exactly what happens. I just get so distracted so easily, you guys. I apologize about that. Also, with putting these photos on, I do press quite hard on the textured portion just to make sure that the photos stick to the now heavily textured paper. I just wanted to make sure that the photos stick. So I thought I was going to use this other extra pattern paper, and I end up not using it at all. I basically end up, I thought I wanted something behind it to try and help the photos stand off all of that busy background a little bit. And then I thought, no, the green photo mats will help really well. I do make that decision here pretty soon. Now, all of the stuff that I showed you guys at the very beginning of the video, I don't use. Once I dumped out this one packet and saw all the marvelous little things inside that work really well with what is in my photo, I just stopped right there. The colors were perfect. It had a little bit of orange. It had a little bit of like an orangey red. It had lots of green. It had lots of blue. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I don't need anything else other than what, is in this pack. So what I'm doing right now is just basically sorting out what I have, especially all the teeny tiny little bits. I love that, you guys. I love how this pack ranges from large to small like it does. There's no you have to buy an extra pack to get the small bits or the large bits or things like that. Everything was in this one pack, and it was perfect. So I did sort out what seemed to me to be like titles. I decided, no, I'm not gonna use any of these, even though some of them were perfect sayings. They would have been perfect. So, and I am going to use 2 of the frames that come in this die cut pack. Now, as I was actually editing this video, I was saying to myself that, I don't ever have any frames. Well, silly goose, you just saw lots of frames. You had 3 frames in this die pack alone. Plus, out of the bag that you showed in the introduction, you had 3 more frames. you have a second one of these die packs, which means you have 3 more frames. Should I keep going? You have frames. So stop saying that you don't have frames, because you do. You just keep forgetting that they're in die cut packs. Absolutely. I am a little bit frame obsessed, especially tucking them in like I did these 2 frames here, the gray one and the blue one. I love tucking them around photos like this. It is my favorite thing to do with frames, because it just kind of gives you that that playful feel for like the mood and feel of the photos. You know, we were having fun. We were at an arts and crafts fair. Everything's chaotic. There's people around us. There's make and take tables. There's people bartering for, you know, if I buy 3, do I get this discount type thing? I mean, it's just all of that stuff in one. And by bringing in a frame that is slightly askewed and doesn't fit my photo, by bringing it in just like this, it makes me feel like I'm back in that setting. I don't know why, but it's just that one tiny little touch is all it took. Ta-da, it's there. So of course, as I was starting to build up my clusters and things like that, I did remember that I had to put this extra layer underneath my photos before I get too crazy. And I thought about it and I was like, well, how on earth am I going to do that? This is a lot of layering, and if I take it all off and start over again, there's no way I'll be able to remember where everything was in that split second. I mean, I step out of my chair and I forgot why I stood up. You know, that's how I am, you guys. I walk out of a room and I forgot where I was going. Why did I walk out of that room? I mean, it's a constant in my life. That is how I have always been, is I get distracted uber super easy and can't remember, you know, where I was going or what I was doing or why I was going in that direction. So anywho, finally decided that enough is enough. I've got all the little bits, and I'm kind of done with the layering, and I'm at the process of I need to start doing something before I start gluing down all the teeny tiny little bits, because I don't want to add the teeny tiny little bits and then have to remember where I wanted them all. I don't like doing that. I like sticking and plonking the tiny bits. So basically what I'm going to do, and I left this part in so you guys could see that, and I'm listening to a show, by the way. Yes, I am. I don't know what I'm listening to, but I know that with those headphones on, I'm listening to something. I've got one on my ear and one off because these are noise canceling ones, and I don't like not being able to hear what's going on in the house. So I keep one off so I can hear, you know, my house, basically. I know I'm weird. But basically what I'm doing is I'm gluing everything to itself so that way I can save my cluster and pull it off as one huge sheet and one huge embellishment rather than trying to remember where all of this stuff is going to go. I lost my black arrow there for a second. That's what that hand motion was like. I knew it was here. It just blended in with the photo. And then I just have these 2 little like number chips that I still have to glue down. But as far as all the big items and where I wanted everything, I just used a little teeny tiny dab of glue. It will all get secured later, but I just wanted to keep them together with just a little dot of glue. So now I will apply my scissors. I absolutely love this Altenew spray, you guys. It is the silver lining spray. I think it's called silver lining. And it is just the perfect silver metallic. If you don't want to like use silver embossing, you just spray it with this Altenew spray, and it's like you just sprayed liquid silver all over your stuff. So I'm still struggling with these scissors, you guys. I'll probably, you know, talk about it in the next couple videos too, because honestly, the little ridges, whether they're up on top or down on bottom, they get caught on everything. Every little tiny thing they get caught on. So I can't just slide my blades over what I want to cut and then slice. It's like I have to fight it every time to get it over every tiny little ridge that is on these scissors. I don't know. It's got to just be me. Seriously, because everybody that I've talked to loves their little snips by Tim Holtz. So I just think that I need to get used to the serrated edges. I've only had them for a week, so I just need to get used to them. That's all there is to it. All right, so I did decide that I'm going to put some foam dots behind my little number circles. Only because I want some dimension on this page. Right now it's really, really flat. And then I decided also that I want to pop up my entire cluster. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this foam, these little fun foam square things. I don't know. I got them at Walmart. And I'm just going to put them on. Now, one of the things I just noticed, like right now, is that I did not use liquid adhesive. I just used my tape runner and that was it. And I was like, oh, I hope that stays. So I'll let you know, guys, if it starts falling off the page, because I have never not used liquid glue. So I will let you know when I get ready to put it in a page protector if it's going to fall off or not, and whether or not I use liquid glue. So now I'm going to add the tiny bits. I have little arrows and lots of little stars. I wanted that orange arrow because I have an orange token on my page, and so I wanted a little bit more orange. I also have one orange star, so that is absolutely perfect. It kind of goes with my son's jacket, even though it's kind of a yellowy orange, but it's, stretching it, but it's still there. And then I also add a little bit of red in the number tokens to bring in his coat. I didn't want a whole lot of red. I didn't want it to go, bam, you're Iron Man. No, I didn't want that. I just wanted to bring in just a hint of that little red. And I think it worked really well. And then I'm going to take some white splatter. Again, this is the Altenew white. It's called Pure White spray ink. That's all it's called, from Altenew. And I just absolutely love how it splatters, you guys, and it stays that white. I don't have to do anything to it. Anyways, that is it. Here it is. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Please be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Crystal's May I Scraplift You series this month. All the links down below of who are playing along. And also thank you, Brianna, for letting me scraplift you. I absolutely love all of your artwork, even though I grunged it up a little bit. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will check y'all tomorrow. Bye.